For my wedding, I want Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme music to come on.
Okay.
It's the glass break. It goes whoosh, and then and then I walk out kind of like him, and I'm like, I have that attitude, you know?
Okay.
And then at the end, I like lift my arms
Absolutely
up,
not.
and everyone goes crazy.
Absolutely. Look, this is like reception, or this is at the altar?
Ceremony.
Oh my God. No.
Right when it like begins, like our parents walk down the aisle, the flower, he goes first, so whatever. And then he wanted smoke machines, fog machines. He wanted it to be like so theatrical.
I like, for the reception, I understand a little more. Absolutely not for the ceremony. But even either way, it's a no.
He wanted to be the first person to do like a Snapchat at the altar.
That was the other thing.
I said,
Dedication, though. I like it.
Yeah. Like, remember when Logan Paul was at WrestleMania and he jumped off and he like had his phone? That was a moment. No groom has had a moment where they grabbed a phone, kissed their bride, and threw it out into the crowd.
I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
That's what people keep saying, but I don't think that's the case. This wedding is going to be the biggest day of our lives, and we have to capture it.
Logan Paul, that makes sense because it was at a
Re-
WrestleMania.
This is
match,
our WrestleMania.
not a wedding.
This is not your WrestleMania.
This is our WrestleMania.
So far from WrestleMania.
We're only having one WrestleMania, so we have to go big.
I was never into wrestling.
That was one, and then I also want Limp Bizkit break stuff.
Oh.
He's very into the aggression.
Okay.
Music.
I'm sensing that, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and everyone will go nuts, you know.
So you haven't gotten it all what you want.
Those are my only two asks.
We're making exceptions, like, you know, doing Blink 182 and like
Oh,
stuff we
fun!
can both agree on.
Okay, I love that.
But not
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania or break stuff.
Okay,
'Cause
understood.
The song is crazy.
I'm
We're
on
working
Caitlin's
on it.
side.
We're working on
No. Sorry.
We're working on it. Let's talk wedding stuff. Guys, today we have Remi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Queen of the Pretty Basic Podcast. I have on my notes.
Co-queen.
Co-queen, social media supernova, 1,500 videos posted on YouTube across your two channels. Did you have other channels?
Yes, I had no idea I've made 1,500 though. Good for me. Wow.
I think that's because you're like the only other person. I have that same number roughly
Really?
on only my channel.
Yeah.
So the fact that I know how hard you worked to get that high.
Thank you so much.
I think it's insane. Okay, anyways, back to wedding planning real quick. We have Caitlin here, the fiance.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How's wedding planning been going?
It's very stressful. We're finally coming to the end of just like the fun little things. And I can finally breathe a little bit. But now we have to do like all the fine details.
Okay.
And those details are never ending.
I'm sure.
Ever.
It's not going to end till not
day.
even the day. Yeah, after.
So after I'm going to forget
Yeah.
half the things. And I'm going to say, I should have redone that.
Oh my, I have so many questions, but like feel free to not answer anything, obviously publicly. What season wedding are we doing? Or
August.
month? Love. Okay. Next August?
This.
This August? It's that soon?
It's
Oh.
in 2 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Location?
Santa Barbara. Montecito.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Okay. Gorgeous. Florals. What flowers have we decided?
I never realized what was going to be like the budget and what was going to cost the most. Flowers and your venue end up almost costing the same amount.
How is that? I saw this girl on TikTok that is planting her own flowers for her own wedding next year because she wants to save money. And all the people were like, this is a great idea, but it could go so wrong
So bad.
if they just simply don't work. You don't have flowers. That's crazy.
That's outrageous. We're doing all white.
Oh my
Very
God. I love it.
Italian villa, very Italian food, all white, and like garden party
Oh my God.
cocktail hour. So it's going to have like a little bit of color, but
Okay.
mainly white.
Oh my God. I'm so excited to see. Dress change?
Yes.
Want two?
One change,
Okay, two options.
2 dresses. Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. I love talking about weddings so much. I'm so excited. How exciting. What are you like most excited for?
I'm so excited for the ceremony. Yeah. I've never had like all my family come out and like all eyes on me. I'm really excited for that because I've never had that moment.
Me too. I've always shied away from it.
Really?
I don't like being the center of attention. So like this day and like that location and all the hard work is all going to come together that day. And it's like so well prepared that it's going to go right. And it's going to be so fun.
That's so amazing.
I've been planning since he proposed in December 11th. And then I've been planning since like July
That's a really quick turnaround. Wow.
You've been planning earlier.
Well, you proposed and then we went away, and then it was like everyone was asking. The second you get engaged,
yep.
everyone asks, when's the wedding?
Yeah.
What
When's
are you
babies?
doing?
When's
When are you
babies?
having babies?
Yeah.
Who's invited? I'm like, I didn't even know I was getting engaged. How am I supposed to know who was coming? Where it's at?
My childhood best friend got engaged like 2 days ago. My mom was like, oh, does she have a date for the wedding? I was like, 2 days ago, Mom? Are you kidding? Like, I don't understand people don't get it. But I also am one of those annoying people. I'm like, so when's it happening? But I'm just so excited.
Some people I think do have it in their minds, like planning like, oh, if I know I'm going to get engaged next week, like it's going to be in August, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I have my date set. I'm not engaged, but I have my date set.
well, good for you.
I'm one of those
Props
crazy
to
people.
you.
I already rented the venue.
I just always want, no, literally, I'm like, should I put a hold? Just because I've always wanted a June wedding after Bride Wars, I was like, I need to have a June wedding.
Great
So my
movie.
options are limited. So I was like, I'm ready.
I feel like I'm in Bride Wars
I'm
at
sh-
moments.
yeah.
It's my favorite movie.
I love that movie so much. Oh my God. Well, I can't wait to see everything. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. Any other questions?
Let me think. And if I have more, I'll let you know later. Right now, I'm just too excited to think about everything.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see the dresses. That's so exciting.
So you have over 1,500 videos.
Yes.
You have
apparently so.
editors now.
Yes. Oh, yes. For me personally, I know like it's so funny. I've heard like David talk at like creator summits, Alicia, like all my creative people that I know around. And they're always like, oh, editing was like the hardest thing for me to give up, like that control. As soon as I could afford an editor, goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm like the worst editor. I still like, I used Final Cut, but like I rough cut and I put a simple transition. Like you are, it's an art form. Like you're so talented. As soon as I could let go, I gave it away.
But even when you first started doing your videos, were you the one cutting everything?
Yes. And they weren't good.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
I feel like you still have the same charisma from when you started 8 years ago?
10 years ago now.
10 years
yes,
ago.
Thank you, though.
You still have the same charisma. You're still the same person. And I feel like that's so rare and so incredible that you never lost yourself. You still, like, you found your passion. Like, you're still doing it. I think it's so cool.
Thank you so much. I feel like I love watching like Alicia, someone that I look up to so much. Obviously, I love her, but she's just so creatively talented with like storytelling and editing and things. And I wish I could do that. I just can't. So I feel like my videos are very much just like a lot of me talking and just like a cut and then me talking. But I feel like it's always been like that. So it's good.
It hasn't. I think that's what's so exquisite is that you really get to feel like we're hanging out with you.
Oh, thank you.
And I think, I don't know, the fact that you're able to hold people's attention just by talking is so incredible. Alicia's your co-host on your
Yes.
podcast.
Yes.
Pretty basic.
Yes.
Massive pod.
Thank you. You're so nice to me.
How'd you guys meet?
We met, oh my God. So I tell this story every time I go on podcasts, but it's my favorite story. So we like knew of each other for so long because, I'm sorry, she's going to get mad at me. We knew each other or knew of each other from like being in the lifestyle community from like 2013 to like 2015 or so. Like I was making videos, actually. I went to college where she grew up. So I knew where she lived. And I was like, oh my God, when I go to college, we're going to meet. It's going to be like a meet cute. We're going to be best friends. It's going to be great. And then as soon as I got to college, she left the city and moved to Orange County. So I was like, damn it. Okay, I missed my chance. It's fine. We'll like have a chance encounter. So a few years later, like I'm making videos. We're like friends online, cordial, whatever. I go to a BeautyCon event, which was like this.
Oh, I've been.
Oh, you shut up, really?
Of course. Jeffree Star's there.
Yes.
Nicole Guerrera. Who else?
Oh my God, back when you went? That was like a long time ago then.
2012
Shut up.
and 2013.
Oh my God. What were you doing at BeautyCon?
I was filming for a creator.
Oh, okay. BeautyCon was crazy. Like
BeautyCon.
they had their era.
I went to IMATS also.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
what
I'm
creator
around.
was this?
I'll hit her up.
Can you share?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, noted. Well, I went to like a BeautyCon after party and I was really excited because I was going to finally meet all these other like lifestyle creators that I love. And I walk in and I see Alicia sitting on this chair. Like it was at this rooftop of the hotel. She's like one of those in this egg chair. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is your time. Bitch.
Was it like a movie moment? Like
Yes. For some reason too, my mom always said like, Alicia seems like a really nice girl. I think you know how your mom does that. Like you should really be friends with her. And I was like, don't tell me who to be friends with, Mom. You don't know. But like, I agreed. I was like, I feel like she and I would really vibe. So I finally like muster up the courage to go up to her. And I'm like, I tap her. And I'm like, hi, Alicia. She's like, oh my God, Remi, like nice to meet you. And I was like, I just wanted to say congratulations on, I always get the number mixed up. I think I said 100,000 subscribers. So I was like, congratulations. Like, cause she was like a trailblazer amongst us. I was like, congratulations. Like, that's so huge. And she just goes, it's actually like 150,000. In might have been like 200, 250. I forget exactly what the numbers were, but I got the number wrong and I like way undershot it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, that's amazing. Like, I haven't checked social blade quickly enough. Like, sorry. And I just walked away. And I told her like years later, and she's mortified because she's like, what a bitchy comment to make. Can I say bitchy on this podcast?
Sure.
What a bitchy comment to make. And I was like, no, but like, I remember walking away being like, you stupid. Like, you should have checked.
Yourself?
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, you fucked it up. But now we're best friends.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's how we met.
At the time, was the community pretty small?
Very, very small. I feel like there was like 15 of us that are all still creating content to this day. So it's really cool to like see everybody doing different things, branch out to different projects and like make different content now. But we all have like that, you know, lifestyle 2014 love for each other.
That's so cool. Mm-hmm. Speaking of branching out, you've done a lot of partnerships and collaborations. You've even had like your own style of stuff. What was your favorite partnership that you've done with a brand?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think the one that came to my mind just now because I was thinking about it recently, I did a Gillette. Like, I love Gillette razors. I've always just been a big fan of razors, love shaving. And I did like a Remi X Gillette collaboration once, and I like got to design my own razor that they sold. Like, they designed the handle, and it was really cute. And I have it in my drawer, so I was thinking about that recently.
You probably had so many cool experiences like that.
It's really wild. Even this morning, I was just thinking, I'm going to the Mission Impossible. It's not quite like the premiere, but like a early screening tonight.
Oh, me too.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We can hang out.
Paramount, right?
Yeah. And so, but even that, I'm like, how the hell do I get to like go to this stuff for work? That's so crazy. In like the depths of quarantine, my boyfriend Cal was like, okay, we have nothing but time. You're finally going to watch all these movies that I've been begging you to watch. I was like, okay. So we got like into Marvel in chronological order from start to finish. Then we did Harry Potter. Then we did Mission Impossible. And so now I'm like a Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge fan of all these things now. But I've never seen a Mission Impossible in theaters. This is like the first one I get to finally see as a fan. So I'm like, this is crazy. I get to go see this movie that I'm excited to see for work.
Yeah, and we get to go to the Paramount where they have the new sound system too.
Oh, Cal's going to be stoked. I had no idea. I just thought it was a movie theater.
Love it. It's
Perfect.
So cool.
Oh my God. Well, I'll see you there. What are you going to wear?
What
are you going to wear?
I don't know. I have two suits, one for my wedding. We're doing like a pre-thing, but I was going to wear that. So whatever I don't wear to that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Tonight. Okay.
I'll tell you more after.
Okay, good. Because Cal's going to pick me up and we're going to go shopping. Because I'm like, I feel like I need to dress up for this.
It says like fancy attire.
Okay, gorgeous. I'll go find a dress.
Yeah. What other collaborations like have you done as far as brand trips? Because I feel like you get to travel all over also for work, which is the goal for any influencer, any creator. They're like, I want to go on a Tarte trip. I want to be brought out to Turks and Caicos. What would you say is the highlight one that was just unbelievable, where the room's decked out, they have like your name on a robe? I want to hear it.
Every detail,
please.
Okay, well, I have to be honest, like every brand trip is, as we all see, like absolutely mind-boggling insane. The one I think that sticks out to me the most was Alicia took me to Paris with Benefit Cosmetics, and they flew us there, and we
first class.
Yes. Oh my God. It's insane. It's like every little detail. Like I love planning. I love being like 10 steps ahead. So this is like ASMR tingles for me when you get there and like everything is planned out. Like itinerary, love. So they flew us out like first class, which is absolutely bonkers. And we got to this hotel in Paris and we stayed there for a little bit, and they like gave you free time to go shopping. I bought a bag. I was like, this is amazing. And we shopped around. And it was just Alicia and I. Like, I believe she brought me as her plus one. So it was just like us two like having fun. And like there were all these other like all these amazing beauty creators. And then Alicia and I were just there. Don't know why. But it was so funny because it was like our first big brand trip, especially with like a makeup company and with these makeup creators like Patrick Starr, Candy Johnson, like all these people who like turn out the looks. And I remember they would say like, oh, be in the lobby at, like 5:30 p.m. So we'd get there 5:15, waiting promptly, all ready to go. And we'd wait and we'd wait and we'd wait. And then finally, after like day 2 of being there early, the Benefit girls came up. They're like, hey, just so you know, we stay like an hour early because all the makeup creators like take so long because they had these gorgeous, stunning, like Patrick Starr, like in his turban and like stunning, like cascading down the stairs, like gowns. We're like, oh, okay. So like, we were aware after that, but they took us to a hotel there. We like stayed there for a little while. And then after I think like 2 or 3 days, they took us on a train to Lyon, which is a different, like the countryside of France. And they put us in a castle. They rented an entire castle.
Unreal.
It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Like blank space Taylor Swift music video. Like, it looked like that, like in the front. Like in the back, there were these like this groomed like hedge countryside. Like you could literally see out all over France. It was crazy. It was the craziest.
For anyone who wants to get to that level, what's the best advice you have to just keep posting and to like, how do you acquire that really?
I think I will say, like, I've been doing this for so long, and I think I went on my first brand trip in like 2016 or so, maybe 2015. I forget exactly. But the idea of brand trips has changed so much over the years. And I feel like also TikTok has changed it, as you saw, like when Tarte went to Dubai and like that blew up, and Bora Bora and all these crazy things. I just went on a trip recently. I just got back from Italy with NARS, which all this sounds so like vapid and like so out of touch. Places. I know, I'm so sorry. I know how like out of touch it sounds. But what I loved about this trip specifically is all the creators were, it was just such a diverse group, from everything from race to creator size. Like my best friend Ollie got invited, and I think he has like 100K on YouTube. And then like Alicia and I were there, and there was like Monet McMichael who's there, who has like 5 million on TikTok. Like it was just such a vast amount of different creators and like just everything overall, which was so much fun. So I just feel like I love that these brands are reaching out to different creator size, because to be fully honest, obviously like a big reason why brands want to invite creators on brand trips is to sell products. I've heard from a lot of people on the inside, like people that work at brands, like some micro influencers sell exceptionally more than some macro influencers do. Like I think it really just depends on that creator themselves. So whether you're a smaller creator or you're a bigger creator and you're listening to this and you want to go, I think just really picking a brand that you like, that you love their products, and just using it organically and like posting, tagging, all those sorts of things, and then brands will see, and you can develop that relationship with them. And then hopefully when it comes time to pick people for a trip, they're like, oh well, this creator really like uses us, you know, a lot organically. They really love the products. I think they'd be great to bring on.
That's so true.
But I don't know, because I'm not working for the brand.
No, I think you're totally right, because the best thing that I heard was they want people who are always selling. And I feel like especially with lifestyle people and lifestyle creators, they're constantly talking about the products they use and like what they do to get to a certain look. And I think that's really what they want, because I was told that whoever is constantly selling pushes the most product.
Oh, for sure. I believe that. That's like the beauty of lifestyle content. Like when I got into creating 10 years ago, I was just making videos because I genuinely enjoyed making videos, and I liked the whole process behind all of it. And I'm not really talented at much, so I would just talk about things that I like. I was just showing like my behind the scenes every day. So I feel like that was what caused this like it created the community that I have, and also it just makes it easy for me to share what I like, because I'm just talking about what I'm doing for the day, what I'm using. And I feel like that has streamlined into a really nice community that like listens and trusts what I say.
Would you say you have the same community from when you first started?
I think a lot of people, yeah, which is really crazy.
Day ones?
I think truly, yeah. There's quite a few people that I'm like friends with online that I've known for like 10 years. And they were like probably like 12 when they started watching me. So they're like 22 now. So we're like close-ish in age, but still like I feel like I'm their older sister, which is cool.
We need a Remi meetup.
I love a Remi meetup.
We should all go to Fryman. Let's just go take a walk.
Wait, I love that idea.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be really fun.
Okay,
a Remi meetup. Okay, set it up. That sounds good.
Can you explain to me what a Birkin bag is?
Oh my God, sure.
And you have one?
I just bought one, yes.
Okay.
I bought one, yes. So Birkin bags are like, I would say like the quintessential bag from the brand Hermes, which is like this like luxury, like one of the most, I feel like, sought after luxury brands. And I feel like people have known about it forever, obviously. And I feel like the orange Birkin, like it's been around forever. Like the Olsen twins, I don't want to say that just the Olsen twins made it popular, but like they were very like quintessential in like the early 2000s for like having their Birkin bags, and they'd like beat them up, honestly. And like they just like throw them around, but they're like 15, 20, up to like $300,000 bags. No, they're insane. They're crazy. But TikTok has made them very popular. I've always loved luxury handbags. My mom got me into them when I was young. So it's a horrible thing that I'm into. But I've always loved a Birkin bag. I think they're so beautiful. I just think they're like little pieces of art. And it's just really interesting though, because the Hermes brand themselves, like, you know how you could go into a Chanel or a Coach or a Forever 21, you could just buy a bag, obviously, just like they're there and you can buy it.
Don't you have to know somebody?
At Hermes, you have to like basically go, which I didn't do this, and I don't think I'll ever be doing this, but you go into the store and you have to start buying like smaller items that they have available to purchase. Like they have shoes, you can buy like a scarf, you can buy like, I don't know, jewelry maybe. I've never done it, so I'm not quite sure, but I know you like kind of establish that relationship with the brand and also that relationship with your sales associate. So you keep buying from the same person to have them like you. And then they'll get a certain amount of bags in, and then they'll basically like text you and say like, hey, are you free? Come in right now. I have like this bag that I think you'll like. You go in, they bring you to like a private room, and they like offer you the bag. But it's really, and I just think it's a very interesting culture, because I've seen a lot of people on TikTok who are like, oh, you know, they've developed this relationship. They spent a lot of money investing in these pieces to be offered this bag. Yeah. But what if they don't even like the bag that they're offered? And I saw this girl that was like, I was just offered a bag from my sales associate. I didn't like it. I turned it down. Like, is this going to affect my relationship? I was like, but if you don't want to buy a $15,000 bag, you shouldn't buy the bag. So I just thought that was really interesting. But I did buy one. I bought one secondhand in Tokyo, because they have like so many, like the resale market's really big, their vintage market's really big, so they had like tons to choose from. And then I was able to buy my dream bag without having to do the whole dance. Yeah. But I'm really excited about it.
What's your total bag collection?
Like how many? Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe like 20 or so. No, it's a lot. It's really bad. But it's so bad because I like the trendy pieces, and then soon after, you know, those go out of style. I don't have a problem with keeping them even if they're not trendy. I'm not like a super trendy person in fashion.
Right.
But I feel like the ebbs and flows of fashion just go so quickly, it's hard to keep up with.
Wow. When do you think Cal's going to propose?
Great question. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe in the next few months.
Really?
Yeah. Did Alicia tell you to ask me that? I don't know. Maybe in the next few months. I think maybe this year. I don't know. I've talked about it a lot online, and then I didn't think thoroughly and think all the way through, because I'm a bit of an oversharer, and I have been for 10 years. I'm like that with my friends too. I'm really bad with that stuff. But I didn't anticipate the idea that like me talking about it and then me like vlogging us going ring shopping would then make people think that every time we go on a trip after, it's happening. I didn't anticipate that. So when I went to Japan, and I actually convinced myself it was happening in Japan. And then all these people convinced me. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. I brought white dresses. My mom was meeting us in Japan. I was like, it's happening. Didn't happen. And I was like, I'm going to stop like trying to think that far ahead.
You and Caitlin are the same.
I don't know. But like all girls are like that. Yes. It just happens.
She was like, I kind of knew it was happening that day. But then she also knew that it was happening like every other weekend for 3 months before that.
Okay, but that's good. That's good. Did she have her nails ready then? She like had her hair done, nails done.
The day of, she was wearing something. We were going to the beach where it was going to happen. I was like, you should probably change.
No. And then she
like,
knew, huh?
She like kind of knew.
Okay.
But I really like threw her off the scent.
Okay.
And then I'm like a comfort guy. Uh-huh. And that day I was wearing like nicer clothes.
Okay.
So there was definitely something suspicious.
Yeah.
But then I said we were going to do a food video. And I tried throwing her off as best I could. And I think I did. And then when she saw like roses on the floor, she's like, are these for me?
Oh, I feel like Cal's in the same boat. We've had a lot of conversations about, he's like, I don't know how I'm going to throw you off, because he doesn't plan. He's not a planner. I'm the planner in the relationship. And I'm like, well, then you should start like a year earlier, starting to plan more things, starting to dress up randomly so that it really throws us off. But I don't think he thinks that far ahead.
Yes.
And I know he wants to. Right now, he's been telling me, oh, like, you know, in a few weeks you should get your nails done. In a few weeks, like he's just doing that to troll me.
Oh, good.
I know he's throwing me off, but it's fine.
Maybe.
In my head, I'm like, it'll happen when it happens, and I'm chill about it.
Do you know what you want to be dressed like? How you want your nails done that day? How you want your hair?
Oh, that's such a good question. I have no idea. I was saying that I do nude nails for a while, but then after, I can't anymore. Like, I like colors too much, so I did blue today, and I'm like, it's fine. It's me. I don't know. My hair, not sure. I just would prefer to not be shot from the side. That's more so what I'm most worried about right now.
Do you want him filming it? Do you want a camera person there capturing it? Would you share that with your audience?
I think I would. Okay, that's a great question. I think I need to start thinking like that and then working backwards, because I'm so used to sharing everything for 10 years that I like get so excited because I want to share, and then after I put it out, I'm like, ooh, I could have kept that one to myself. So I need to start thinking backwards more. I think I would just sit down with Cal and like really figure out like, what are we feeling comfortable about sharing? Like even the ring shopping. I was like, I don't know if I want to vlog and share this. He was like, I really think you should. I think like your viewers would really like to see that. So I think sitting down and coming to a comfortable point where we're both feeling good about it would be great. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I wanted to share just the photos, but I wanted to keep the moment for us.
Okay. I think that's great.
I thought that was a happy medium.
I think that's beautiful. I also, I don't know. I know Alicia and Ollie and like all my best friends are going to have some part in it. So I want them to vlog their point of views for me. I don't need to post it, but like I just want to see all the behind the scenes after it happens. That's like what I'm most excited about. Even more than the engagement. I'm like, what did everyone do and how did we all get here?
I can't wait for it to happen. I think engagements are so cool.
It's so much fun. I'm in that era of my life, and I feel like you are too, where everyone's getting engaged and then the weddings and then the babies and everything's happening. I'm like, it came so quickly.
Do you want babies?
Okay. I've always wanted babies, and I think I absolutely will have babies in the future, but my brother just had his first kid, and I'm seeing firsthand how challenging it is. I always know, obviously, like you hear how hard it is, but like being there, I'm not ready for that. No. I'm not ready for that.
So much responsibility.
I come home and I'm like, Cal, I'm not ready now. He's like, me either. We're good. Like, we're in the same boat. I'm like, okay, good. At least a few more years, yeah.
Mission Impossible premieres. That's it.
Exactly, yeah. I just want to sit with my dogs, and that's it.
What's the Vegas hookup story?
Alicia Marie. Well, Okay. I was, I think the year was like 2018, maybe 2019. I was in my rampant hoe phase, and I was just going crazy. And I was doing it because I'd gotten my heart broken, and I was like trying to fill that void, you know?
Of course.
Looking back, it's so sad for me. But it's fine. I'd gone to Vegas with my best friend, and we were dancing, and then this guy came up to me, and he was like, hey, you want to dance? I was like, sure. So I was like dancing with him, and then my friend was dancing with his friend, and then at one point he like whispered to me, he's like, do you want to go to the back of the club? I believe it was
holy moly
Hakkasan, maybe. I was just like, yeah, like maybe we'll go get like some water. Like I didn't think anything was gonna happen.
Okay.
We walked to the back, and then all of a sudden, granted I was like really drunk too, walking out and walking to the back, and then all of a sudden I realized like we're in the lobby. I'm like, oh, we've like walked out of the club. And so I'm just like chatting with this guy, just like walking with him.
Just the two of you.
Just the two of us. I remember what he looked like. I forget his name, but we're like walking, and he was like, do you want to go back to my hotel room? And I was like, sure. I remember my mindset. I can put myself back in that mindset. I remember just being like, do I want to? Do I not? Do I want to? Do I not? And I was like, for sure. I'm like, in Vegas. I got to fill that hole.
Yes.
In multiple ways.
That's what she said.
So we're walking back, and I don't remember exactly what hotel we walked to, but it was far. It was a long walk.
You trusted him?
Well, that's the thing. See, like looking back, I'm like, I'm so grateful that he actually, like, he was a very nice guy. I'm like,
you got lucky.
No, truly, like, I'm so grateful because I know how horribly that could have gone. So I'm very grateful for that. I hope that man is doing well. And so we walked all the way back to his hotel room. And I remember as we walked up to the door, then it was really in my head. I was like, okay, I don't think I want to do this. Like, I really don't think I want to. And so he's about to open the door, and then the door flies open, and it's his friends in the room. And they're and they were like really thinking about it. I am so grateful that it went the way that it did. It's like a funny story to tell. And the friends were like, hey man, like we're gonna go down to the casino. Like, do you want to meet us later? And they're like, hey, said hi to me, and I was like, hey. And then they're like, they just left, and it was just us two. And then so we're in the doorway, and I remember it was like a corner unit, and I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. Like, I don't think I want to do this. And he goes, but it'll only take a few seconds.
What?
I forget. Okay, like I feel bad because I forget. It was either a few seconds or a few minutes. It only take like a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And I put my hand on his shoulder and I went, that's not cute. And I turned and I walked myself back to my hotel in my heels.
Oh my!
But like
God.
Again, so sweet of him. Like a little too honest. But like, thank God he respected that, and I left. I never saw him again.
Wow.
I know.
Well, I wonder what he's doing these days.
I know.
We gotta find him.
I remember like a couple years later, I tried to look him up on Instagram. Couldn't remember his name, but I hope he's well.
Oh wow.
Yes.
What a memory.
Sweet man.
He's probably.
I hope he's
still doing it.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. I hope that he's like, worked. Maybe it is a few minutes instead of a few seconds, and I respect him.
I wish I was as honest as him.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, that was so
endearing.
Cute. You should have just went in. It's only a few seconds.
In my head, though, I was like, well, I'm wearing like a sticky bra and like a whole Spanx. Like, how am I going to take all this off? Like, what am I going to do? That was actually like a big worry of mine in my head.
Yeah, the process.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have to put it back on.
And then I got to walk back.
Oh my God. Do you remember a few years ago, YouTube kind of had like all these different communities? There was like the vloggers, the makeup community, the gaming people, and like everybody was like, everyone kind of knew what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
Because someone was doing something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you almost feel like all of that imploded and now everyone kind of shifted to TikTok a lot more?
Oh, definitely. Well, I do. It's funny because like while all that was going on, I was eating it up. The Team 10. Oh my God, the way I would the Logan Paul, Jake Paul
every day, bro.
Oh my God,
it was so much fun.
Refresh. I've never been that invested in anything in my life. Like I ate that up. I loved like the makeup. The drama, obviously, but I loved like the makeup community.
Beef.
You did it at my birthday dinner, time and place. Like I loved the drama. Is obviously exciting because I'm a human being and I like the drama. But like when it was not dramatic, like the makeup community, like the Casey Neistat, like the vlogger community that really like came up. Obviously, the vlog stuff, everything like that was really cool to watch. But I do feel like our little same lifestyle crew always just like stayed the same for the most part and just like kept doing what we've been doing for a decade.
I feel like you guys didn't have the drama.
No, and it's funny because like if there was drama, it's more of like friendship drama because we all are like good friends. So it's like more of like just like drama that you get into with your friends and then you have a conversation, you communicate and it's done. I feel like there's very little like public drama for the most part.
Right.
So I feel like it like I haven't seen any of that craziness. Like I love TikTok because I genuinely enjoy consuming TikTok, and I feel like again the lifestyle girlies have made their way over to TikTok, but in a different way. Like I think we still all see ourselves as YouTubers who do TikTok, but it's really interesting seeing like the beauty community go over there, seeing all the vlog people go over there. Like it is different than the lifestyle community, so I feel like I have a different outlook on that. But I mean, TikTok's huge. And it's really hard for me personally to like rewire my brain from long form to short form. I think that's like my biggest setback right now. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully get there and like see myself as a TikToker over a YouTuber, but I don't know if I want to.
So you do love creating the long form stuff.
I love it.
You love the
I
storytelling.
just like talking. That's just my thing. I need a long place to talk for.
You need another podcast.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just one by myself, just by talking to myself for
Remi
an hour.
Talks.
Yeah, Remi Talks.
What was the time you got lost on the ski slope as a child?
Oh my God. This is a fun story.
Oh, great.
So I grew up as a skier. My parents are like really good skiers. And so they would always take us up every year, like a few ski trips a year. This time I think I was in 5th grade. So I was still like getting the hang of it. I was still doing pizza the whole way down. Pizza. And we went up with like 3 other families and they all had like 3 kids or so. So there were like a lot of us there, a lot of kids, a lot of adults. And our parents would just like stick us in the ski school and then like pick us up at the end of the day and be like, let's do a couple runs and like call it a day. And so this was like the end of the day. The sun was about to set, and in the mountains it sets really quickly, obviously, and early. And so I remember my mom had dressed me in this all head to toe white ski suit, full thing. The only color was this tiny inch little lime green logo. That was it. So I remember, like, again, I can put myself right in this mindset. I remember I was going down the mountain and I was going pizza, and they let all the kids go first. The parents followed just in case anything happened. Obviously didn't work. So I'm going pizza down. I remember my ski started to like cross and I was like, whoa, and it veered me into like the tree wells. You know, like those trees on the sides have like giant like potholes. I fell fully into one, so you couldn't see me because I was wearing white, and also it was like a deep pothole.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like one ski in the air, one ski's falling off. I'm like screaming. I finally get myself up to like look high up enough out of the pothole, and I see like all my friends go by. I see my dad go by, and then I'm screaming, and no one can help me out. And then finally my mom goes by. She was last, and I was like, Mom! Didn't hear me. Goes right by me. Because like, how are you supposed to hear?
Did you think you were done?
I don't think I even thought that far ahead. I was just like, oh my, I guess maybe, yeah. Maybe I was like, I'm done. I was just like, I can't get out of this.
This is the last day of my life.
Exactly. I'm not like, also when you're like little, like how do you click your skis out? You barely know. I was like, what is going on? So I finally like I cried for like 30 minutes and like on the bottom. And then finally I was like, I should get out. So I like worked my way out and I sat there and I continued to cry. Aww. And at this point though, the sun is setting. So they're about to close all the slopes. So little did I know when my parents got to the bottom, they're counting all the kids and I'm not there. My mom immediately thinks like something happened to Remi. Like she got kidnapped or like she's hurt, something, she's like freaking out. And so she convinces the ski lift people to let her get on the lift to come around and go down again. And she like almost passed out on the ski lift because she was like that worried. And my dad stayed at the bottom and was like waiting for me to hopefully come down. And it's so funny because I was just sitting there crying and like multiple men came up to help me, but my mom was always like, stay away from men, stranger danger. So they'd be like, hi little girl, do you need help? And I'd be like, no. Oh. No, sorry. And they'd be like, okay. And they'd leave. And then finally after like maybe another 30 minutes or so, this like woman with her daughter came up. She was like this really sweet mom. She's like, hi sweetie, do you need help? And I was like, yes. So she helped me get up and click my ski in. And then we went down and around. I was like a 2-minute ride from the bottom. Like I was so close to the bottom. I just had no idea that we just had to veer around and my dad was waiting right there. And I remember coming around, my dad was like waving the skis in the air. He's like, Remi. And then he called my mom. Everything was fine. I went back to school after winter break in 5th grade. And this girl came up to me. Her name was Alexa. And she was like, did you get lost on Mammoth Mountain? And I was like, yeah, why? And she's like, I heard your name over the loudspeakers like the whole time. I was like, okay, I'm here.
So funny.
So I'm here to tell the tale. I mean, I would have been fine, but at the time, yeah, I did feel like I was going to
die. do you still ski nowadays?
Yeah, I love skiing now.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so fun. Alicia's a good snowboarder.
Is she?
We go in like big groups, yeah, and she's like the best out of all of us.
Oh, I didn't get that. I grew up in New Jersey, and like the nearest mountains were like Pennsylvania. So we never really got to ski and snowboard.
We got to go.
I'd love to go.
We have some like intermediate or like beginner people in our group, so we can teach you. I can teach you.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Would you ski or would you board?
I tried skiing and I was like okay at it, and then I just switched it out for a snowboard.
Snowboarding's so much cooler.
Yeah,
it's way cooler.
You feel like you're like
it's cool.
Swag.
I know, like you can do all these jumps and stuff. Like skiing, you just go.
Yeah,
which is fine and it's easier, so that's why I do it.
Yeah. What made you want to get into YouTube when you first started?
I was gifted, my aunt for like Christmas or something got me the very first generation iPod Touch, like the one with the silver rounded back. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, it was like pretty wide.
It's so thick. Mm-hmm. And she got that for me. And then I remember I was playing with it one night and it used to come like pre-installed with YouTube on it. So or maybe it still does, but the YouTube icon was that little gray beigey TV. Do you remember that icon?
Yeah.
The super old school one. Yeah. So I remember I was like, what's YouTube? And I clicked it. It was like 2007, 2008 at this time.
Oh, you were on like old.
Early. And so then I like found this creator called Purse Buzz, and she was doing like makeup and hair tutorials. Then I found Michelle Phan from that, and I found like all these like OG like makeup creators, beauty creators. I fell in love with YouTube and I was like obsessed. I'd stay up like until like 5 a.m. watching videos, sleep for like an hour and then go to school. My mom was so mad at me all the time. But I just like fell in love with YouTube, and then I started like quite a few channels back in the day.
Same.
That were deleted now.
Yeah.
One's still up because I can't remember the password, but they're like my really embarrassing high school music videos that I'd make. But then finally, I kept like deleting, and then finally, the year before I went to college, I made my channel Miss Remi Ashton and didn't delete that one, and thank God.
And that's the one.
That's the one stuck with.
That's so cool.
I'm super blessed and happy that I got that iPod.
Do you remember when they had badges for who was the most viewed of the day?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I like think of like the old home screen when you would like the videos were at the front and then like on the side they had all the things going. Yeah, I forget about all of that.
That was so cool to find because I felt like that community was just so small and niche. And then there's maybe like 2 other people in my high school that like cared about YouTube, but I was the only one. And then I remember I posted a couple videos and people like upperclassmen will come up and say like, I saw your video. I'm like, wow.
What kind of video was it?
We did like sketch comedy.
No way.
I love Smosh.
Okay.
I thought they were so cool. And that's what I was saying before. Like I always wanted like a partner to do stuff with, like to do everything with. R.I.P. Ilya. And I had like this one group of friends. It was me, Jared, and Josh, and we like made these videos. And I was normally the camera one, and I would edit it together.
Yeah, that's so cute.
And we would post it up, and then like we just like leave it and see the numbers go up. I'm like 1,600 people saw this.
Oh
this
my
is crazy.
God! I loved Nika Higa back in the day. Like, do you remember all his videos? Like,
I never got into him.
Oh, I loved him. Like, but like same with Smosh. Like all those like little sketchy ones.
Yes.
I remember when I made my first videos really like end of high school, the summer before going to college. Oh, no. Sorry, I lied. It was the summer between junior year and senior year is when I like first made the channel, and then I started making videos. And my first video was like a haul of things that I bought because I had just gotten my license. And
were people doing that at the time?
Yes. Hauls, like I remember when hauls came out, I think it was probably like 2015. There's this girl that I watched who would make hauls, but like I didn't understand what haul meant. I remember I like Googled what does haul mean, and it was like to take things somewhere or whatever. And I was like, that's not what she's doing. It just didn't make sense. But it's so funny. It's like an internet term that's taken over. And I remember my first video, I was like, I had just gotten my license. So I drove myself to Walmart because I was going to like student council summer camp, and I had to get outfits for the dance that they had going on. So I like went and bought some stuff and I did my little haul and then I posted it and then I went to cheer camp that same summer. And while I was at cheer camp, I remember in between breaks, I would check my phone to see like every time I got like a new subscriber, I'd get an email.
Same.
And I remember, I was counting every day. And I remember I kept refreshing this one specific day and I had like 200 new subscribers in a day from that video. And I like the elation that brought me, like I could still tap into that, like, oh my God, this is happening moment. And it ended up being like 200 subscribers, but it was like the best day of my life.
Does it feel so surreal for you that you're at the level that you're at now?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like I also just don't even think about it much because eventually at some point it obviously changed from like a hobby to a job, but it still is the most incredible job that I could have ever asked for. Like being able to be my own boss, make my own hours, create, like having the freedom to create whatever I want to make is insane.
What was the feeling you had when you got your first paycheck from YouTube?
Oh my God.
And how much was it?
I honestly, everyone always asks me that and I forget exactly how much. I want to say probably like 112 because I think there was a rule where I had to hit 100 to even issue the check.
Yeah.
I probably blew it on shopping, to be fully honest. I don't really remember. Alicia has this like beautiful story of like she bought her parents a dishwasher. I probably like shopped at Forever 21. I'm so sorry. But yeah, exactly. I can't remember. But I'm just happy it worked out.
That's so cool. Mm-hmm. What were on those other channels that you got rid of? Were they embarrassing?
Probably. Couldn't remember much. I filmed them all on my like MacBook in the beginning, and then I borrowed my mom's camera. I was a part of a collab channel at one point. Do you remember when those were really big?
I wanted to be part of one. I never was.
I kept auditioning and I eventually got it, and I would make videos in my room showing my outfit of the days. I forget exactly what it was called, but it was like seven fashion girls or something like that. I participated in that for a bit, and then...
Are any of them still doing videos?
I wish. I want to go back and find them, but I can't remember the channel. I don't even remember who was involved.
Did you like the other girls in it?
I feel like we didn't chat much either. Like at that point, collab channels were like you just had the password to the channel and you just uploaded your video on your day, which is like such a funny idea now.
Because it was just to really promote yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you audition, like, hey, I'm starting this collab channel. And
Let's get Remi in here.
Yes, exactly. I remember I just did my audition. And then other than that, like my videos that are still up are definitely embarrassing. They were just like music videos that I would make during the summer.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, and singing, there's some singing videos. I'm not a singer, but there's some singing videos.
I have those same videos. That's so funny.
That was like the thing though. It was like throw it at the wall, see what sticks.
Me and my friend dressed up as Guidos and we did shots by Lil Jon, and that video got like 30,000 views. And we're like, we did it.
That was like the era of Jersey Shore, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man, would your real life friends think of you doing the internet stuff at the time?
So I really didn't share it with anybody. I had a few people come up at school and would tell me, and I would literally scream and run away. Like it was so, I handled it.
Were you embarrassed?
So embarrassed.
Why?
YouTube wasn't cool, and like social media wasn't cool until obviously like a few years ago. But even, in like 2013, 2014, even in college when I was making them, when I first got there, I was known as like the YouTube girl in the sorority. And I would like be in charge of making all the recruitment videos and all those things because like no one was doing it. But now I still follow so many of my sorority sisters. Oh my God, sorry. Now I still follow so many of my sorority sisters that are making content now, usually like short form. Like I feel like not a lot have done YouTube. But the only two people that really knew in the beginning were my two best friends in high school, and they would make so much fun of me. Like so much fun of me. They never let me live it down. But then one of them I brought on a brand trip, and I was like, just so you know, everything that you berated me for is you're here for this now. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's so funny when it turns.
Yeah.
When it's like, look, you made your stupid
yeah.
videos. Like, oh my God, can I come to the premiere with you?
Exactly. I never let her live it down though. Yeah. I always bring it up.
My friend is moving out here, and I'm really excited because he was one of the people that I did videos with.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Josh?
No, his name is Chad.
Okay.
They're moving out in a couple months, but I'm so excited for him to come because he's one of those people that I made videos with, and then he'd give me shit for doing the videos, but now he's coming out.
Is he coming to do content? Or like social media? Okay.
He does other stuff, but I told him that I was going to Mission Impossible tonight, and we were bringing Caitlin's brother. And he's like, hey, I hope you save some for me.
Yeah, Chad.
Yeah, Chad, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Bitch.
Send him some videos, some pictures.
This is
you and Tom Cruise.
I wish he was there. I feel like he's in Abu Dhabi.
Is he?
Yeah, there's like a big premiere in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, I know it's not like the real premiere, but that's okay. Yeah. Did you see, okay, this might not be real, but did you see that picture of Tom Cruise and his stunt? I want to believe that this is actually fake now that I'm saying it out loud, but like it was him and like two stunt doubles that they all looked identical. They were
No.
probably like wax figures now that I'm saying it out loud, but I got to show you. It was uncanny. And it was like, which one's real?
I think it was wax figures.
Okay, that makes sense.
That sounds more familiar because I remember seeing that photo.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, whoa. I'm so gullible. Let's see, wax figures.
I love those wax museums.
I gotta get to one. Okay, now I can't even find it. Oh, AI generated. Damn, that AI is gonna get me every time. I can't have it happen.
They're gonna replace us.
I can't. Like, I'm too gullible for this.
You share so much of your life, everything from your relationships, house tours. Like, you show your personal stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you have boundaries in your head, or is it on a case-by-case basis, or is it no holds barred? Like,
I thought you were gonna say, do you have like a very high-tech security system?
Well, I wanted to ask that too.
We have a very high-tech security system. Yes, so please don't come to my house.
Go through all your stuff. I'm like, okay, I have the room tour from 2012. I have a room tour from 2017. I know where all of this stuff is.
Yep. Like, bags are kept in there. No, very high-tech. So please don't come to my house. But boundaries. I am learning boundaries. I really like it's something that I definitely struggle with. It's so funny because I made a TikTok yesterday about how I overshare, and a lot of the comments were like, I really don't think you overshared that much. And I was like, well, I feel like I have nothing left to share now. So that's interesting.
I feel like that's the secret sauce, though, because people really, really, really get to know you. And I feel like when you share those super intimate moments that are hard for you to put out on the internet, that's what attracts people, because everyone goes through the same stuff.
For sure. I think I'm learning boundaries. I think with the podcast too, it makes it so easy to just like say things because I'm talking to my best friend and we're just chatting. And it's also a lot of times like things that she already knows or things that I already know because we're best friends and we talk outside the podcast. But it's just so easy to like dive even deeper in the podcast because we're like, oh, you already know this. So let's talk deeper into that. And then I leave and I'm like, oh, now everyone's going to know that. But I think that, yes, it's great because I've created the community that I have because of it. And I feel very close to my audience because of it. But I definitely have learned the hard way a few times. Like, I could definitely like pull back on certain things. I think that moving forward with my relationship, that is a good thing to, I feel like for a long time, my whole channel was obviously just me. And then now I've been with Cal for almost 4 years. I'm like, okay, this is not necessarily our channel. And I don't want to have like a joint channel ever. But I mean, his life is heavily involved in it. So it's like, what are you comfortable with as well sharing, or what are you comfortable with me sharing? Anything that's obviously just about me, I can say whatever I want. But if it involves him, I have to be respectful too.
Has the oversharing ever bummed you out where the audience reaction wasn't what you wanted?
I think not necessarily not what I wanted, but for instance, I have PCOS and it's something like a health thing that I've been struggling with for a long time, trying to find answers. And I like pretty much was always sharing kind of like updates whenever I got like a new thing from a doctor or whatever it may be. And the doctors would like tell me essentially like, you have to go on a very strict diet. You have to do this, you have to do that. And a lot of times I quite frankly just couldn't, not that I couldn't do it. I just didn't want to do it enough. So I would go on and I'd say like, this is what the doctor told me, like I'm supposed to do this, but because I am human and like, it is hard to stick to a diet. Sometimes it is hard. And like, I would gain weight and people would see it and it would just be like this big thing where I wish I was linear and I wish I could hear from the doctor to do this. And I just didn't. And I showed people like, hey, if you have this problem, like maybe this could help you too. But obviously it's not that easy. So, I definitely like go on diets. I fall off diets. I don't want to say diet either, like in a diet culture way, but more of like what the doctor's telling me is best for my body. So that's definitely kind of hard when I'm like, I wish I could just like do it for other people to see. But I'm a human, so it's definitely been hard for me. Sorry, I feel like that didn't make any sense.
No, it does.
Okay, cool.
Everything you're saying shows how much of a level-headed person you are, because you're able to take criticism from people on the internet while still holding your ground and seeing your own perspective. And I think that's really, really rare.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's definitely, it takes me a lot. I have to, when something bothers me, I have to talk it out with like a lot of people to feel level-headed.
Perspective.
Yeah. Oh, same. I can't just sit there and think about it because then I drive myself crazy. But by talking to it with like my therapist, Cal, my mom, all my best friends, like getting kind of all their perspectives helps me understand. And like there is validity to what they're saying, and I totally understand that. But I'm a human being and I'm going to go through these ebbs and flows and I'm going to gain weight, lose weight. I'm not going to always stick to a certain diet because I fluctuate and that's normal. So things like that definitely sometimes get me down, but I try my best to listen to the, positive comments of people that support me, especially in something like that is so hard. It's a hard subject. Just like health and being diagnosed with something was hard.
Yeah. When you're gathering everyone's perspective on things, is it easy for you to wean out like who's saying what is true and who's saying something with like a little I don't know the word, like the negativity? Like, are you able to wean out?
You know what I've learned?
What?
The nice comments always are so sweet, and I appreciate them so much. I think there's like a difference in I don't want to say negative, but there's constructive criticism where when they say something, you're like, okay, that's actually true. That hurts more than like someone saying something completely like false that you're just like, okay, that's not even true. But when it's like constructive criticism or something that people say, even if it's mean, but you can feel that because you're like, okay, they're right. For instance, like, yeah, you should stick to the diet the doctor's saying. I'm like, that's true. I understand that. And yes, in a perfect world, I would. I can't always. Like, I really have struggled with that a lot. And I feel like I'm proud of myself for being vulnerable and like sharing that with people that like I do mess up. I'm not always going to be on it. I haven't always been on it. I haven't even been close to be fully honest. But so I appreciate that to a sense. I think there's a nice way of saying it though. I think that's kind of like the discrepancy.
What is PCOS?
Polycystic ovary syndrome. So it's basically just like I have like insulin resistance, and it kind of, you can have cysts on your ovaries, but basically it's like an excess of I forget exactly what it is. Sorry, let me think of the scientific term. Basically, it just it can affect your fertility in the long run. It makes gaining weight very easily. It makes losing weight really hard. You can have like side effects of like excess facial hair and all these sorts of things. And a lot of women have it. If you actually, I did some research, a very high statistic of women who are overweight have PCOS and either know it or don't know it. But it's basically like a hormone imbalance. So with hormones, obviously it's really hard because it's like a case by case scenario. So it's definitely been hard. I saw a specialist more recently and I've been following like her rules very closely. I feel like I'm in the time of my life where I'm also just like, okay, I have to do this. Like for so long I've been listening, but not fully listening. It's at the time of my life where I'm like, if I want kids one day, I need to put it in. I need to listen to her. I need to actually actively try. I've been way more active lately. I've been listening to like the foods that I should be eating. And I've seen such a difference in my levels of energy already, and just overall it's been really good.
That's great.
Thank you. But again, it's like such a nuanced thing, and it's different for everybody, so it's been really hard to I guess give my information because it is different for everyone, and I don't want people to listen and like follow what I do because their levels are different than my levels. And then also it's hard because not everybody understands, and some people I feel like are a little bit judgmental about it. But overall, I'm happy I'm sharing.
No, I think it's incredible that you're sharing, especially with something that's so like to you. I think a lot of people struggle with wanting to share that stuff, but I think the reward of sharing something like that is so much more beneficial than keeping it in, because you can cultivate that audience and the group of people that maybe they have the same thing as you, and they can give you their input and what's worked for them, and you build that community too. Completely.
Whenever I speak about it, I mean, from a business standpoint, like views wise, I'm always like, oh, that video didn't do as well. But if you look at the comments, it's so many people exactly being like, Remi, I was on this because I was on a medication for a long time that was making me really sick. And they were like, I was on that medication. I had the same issue. I tried this, or, oh my gosh, it worked for me, but I implemented these things in my day. Like, I have such an amazing community of people who also have PCOS who are giving me information. Like, if anybody also, I'm only one person, but if they have it and go read through the comments, maybe that they'll have a lot more information to read from there too. Like, personal testimonies that can help them.
I think that's incredible.
Thank you.
That's really great.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone go check out Pretty Basic Pod.
Yes.
It's going to be linked down below in the show notes. Where can everyone find you as well?
Miss Remi Ashton on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Rem Life for my vlog channel.
And Cooking with Remi.
Oh my God, I forgot. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. All right, cool. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, Lightweights, out. Sick. Thank you so much.
You're such a good interviewer.
Thanks.
You're really great.